Borderlands 3 is right around the corner, and I'm sure many of you are interested in checking out the latest game in the Borderlands franchise, but are intimidated at the prospect of jumping in so late on in a series that started 10 years ago. Well, this new video series is aimed at getting you ready and introducing you to all the main lore, characters and events that you need to know to get the best experience from Borderlands 3. This series will focus in chronological order of events, starting with the original Borderlands, followed by the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, Tales from the Borderlands, and finally Lilith's DLC, A Fight for Sanctuary, which sets the scene just before Borderlands 3 begins on the 13th of September. So, without further ado, here is Borderlands, the story so far. The beginning of Borderlands starts with a brief introduction from Marcus Kincaid, a weapons dealer and our main narrator throughout most of the series. In it, he sets out the scene and introduces the player to the planet of Pandora. So let's listen to what he has to say.
You want to hear a story, huh? What about treasure hunters? Have I got a story for you? Pandora. This is our home. But make no mistake, this is not a planet of peace and love. They say it's a wasteland, that it's dangerous, that only a fool would search for something of value here. Then perhaps I am a fool. But do not be fooled by what Pandora appears to be. There was a legend. Many people tell it. The legend of the Vault. My father would always go on about the Vault, even with his dying breath. Advanced alien technology. Infinite wealth, fame, power, women. So you can understand why some little kiddos who hear the stories grow up to become vault hunters. Well, I have a story you may not believe, but I tell you it is true. The legend of the vault is real, and it is here on Pandora. And let's call her a guardian angel, appeared to guide the vault hunters to their prize. The tale begins right here on Pandora with the brave vault hunters, the guardian angel, and most importantly, me.
Now, before we explore the different Vault Hunters and main events of the story, I want to briefly go over the history and lore of Pandora so that you can understand why it is the way it is. To begin with, we first have to go back in time to an ancient alien race known as the Iridians. A technologically advanced race, they were destroyed thousands of years ago, well before the period of history covering the events of the games. No one knows much about the Iridians or why they were destroyed, and I'm certainly hoping to learn more in Borderlands 3. What is known, however, is that they stored their highly valuable advanced technology and weaponry in huge treasure troves known as vaults, and left behind constructed guardians to protect the vaults and the treasures that lay within. Skip to many years later, and a small company known as Atlas encounters an Iridian vault on the planet of Promethea. With the wealth of knowledge and advanced tech gained from the vault, Atlas become one of the biggest and most powerful weapon manufacturers and arms dealers in the galaxy. Rumours soon spread about the vaults, and a universe-wide treasure hunt begins as would-be treasure hunters and corporations search planet by planet in hopes of finding other vaults. Years later, two big corporations, Dahl and Atlas, settle new worlds, including Pandora. A geographically diverse planet, Pandora offers beautiful coastal areas, snowy mountains, deserts, and volcanic regions, separated by barren ravines and caverns. Many saw it as a new frontier and a land of opportunity. The Atlas Corporation extended its rule over Pandora with its elite military unit known as the Crimson Lance, and research facilities, trade posts and settlements spring up overnight as Atlas explores the Iridian ruins and relics that litter Pandora in hopes of finding the vault. Meanwhile, Dahl recognized another potentially lucrative opportunity: raw materials, especially iridium, of which which Pandora was rich in. They set up huge mining operations, including the massive Headstone mine and trading outposts to transport materials, products and supplies between Pandora and the wider galaxy. Looking to maximize their profit margins, Dahl recruited slave labor in the form of convicts to carry out the grueling mining work. Dahl soon grew rich and powerful on the efforts of these workers. Keeping their focus predominantly on mining, they did still keep their eye on the vaults. Though unable to match Atlas in military might or manpower to scout the planet, they instead hired the services of Patricia Tannis, a brilliant albeit eccentric archaeologist and researcher, and set her on the task of uncovering the mysteries of the vaults. Tannis was also crucial in helping to establish the EchoNet on Pandora, a wireless communications network used by the player to receive communications, transmissions, and mission briefings. Hearing rumours of another vault on Pandora's moon Elpis, Dahl also expanded its operations, sending its military force, led by Colonel Zarpedon, who after encountering a vault on the moon, denounced their ties with Dahl and went rogue, calling themselves the Lost Legion, and swore to protect the vault. Sadly, the damage to the moon was done, and after years of extensive mining efforts, a disaster known as the Krakening opened great chasms and lava flows on the moon's surface. Meanwhile, on Pandora, the new colonists were unaware that they had settled the planet during its 7-year winter. When summer rolled around, the baking heat made much of the land harsh and uninhabitable, and the local fauna and wildlife came out of hibernation, and they were hungry. These included dangerous creatures like rats, spider rats, and skags. They attacked the settlements indiscriminately, feeding on the populace. What happened almost overnight was a mass planet-wide exodus of settlers, and all that remained were the big corporations, military, bandits, and convicts. During a mining operation at Headstone Mine, Dahl discovered a vault key. After continued exposure, the key affected the convict workers, who went crazy and underwent physical mutations, becoming what became known as psychos, some with shrunken limbs and others growing in size and structure. Atlas somehow received word of the discovery and deployed a large unit of Crimson Lance to Pandora, the 3rd Starborn Brigade out of D Company. Faced with the impending invasion of Atlas's soldiers and unable to control their workers, Dahl were forced to abandon their plans for Pandora and flee the planet. The Dahl withdrawal was messy, leaving hundreds if not thousands of employees and their families behind. The off-world convicts were also left behind. They broke out from their various labour camps using the materials and weapons of their former guards, and eventually formed into feudal and tribal hierarchies. A number of bandit lords rose to prominence among their number, each controlling various regions in Pandora. Dahl also ordered Tannis to abandon her research and leave the planet. However, after discovering the key and learning that the vault is real, and having gone through incredible sacrifices and hardships during her expedition, including watching her team killed one by the dangerous wildlife, and after slowly losing her sanity and basic social skills from years of isolation, Tannis, certain she was close to a discovery, refused to leave, and actually turned to the bandits for support, who unsurprisingly betrayed her, stealing several of the fragments of the vault key and spreading these across Pandora. All that remained on Pandora now were stranded settlers, bandits, criminals, and psychos, and Pandora became a lawless frontier nearly overnight. In a last-ditch effort to recruit support, Tannis sent a message across the EchoNet, urging Vault Hunters to find her, promising that the vault is real. Unfortunately, Atlas also heard, sending its Crimson Lance to secure Pandora and any Iridian artifacts found within. Cue the start of the game. Each Borderlands game offers a choice of 4 playable characters. The original Vault Hunters in Borderlands are pretty important, as they play a large role in the subsequent games as NPC characters, and will play a large role in Borderlands 3, I am sure. So let's start by looking at each of them. Firstly, we have Lilith, born on the planet of Dionysus, an incredibly powerful siren. She has a special ability called Phase Walk, which allows her to phase into another dimension, becoming invisible, faster, and invulnerable to damage. There can only be 6 sirens at any one time in the galaxy, who can be recognized by their unique glowing tattoos and supernatural abilities, which vary from siren to siren. Lilith is the first siren introduced in Borderlands. She became a siren at a young age, which was triggered by a traumatic event in her childhood after losing her father. Lilith was approached by a mysterious old woman who, as it turned out, was an elder siren. The woman explained to Lilith before passing away that she had had a vision and that Lilith has a special siren song that she must follow and that she would be an incredibly powerful siren. She predicted that Lilith would find other sirens on her journey, some who had strayed from their path and others that would join her. At the beginning of Borderlands, Lilith has come to Pandora to find other sirens and in search of adventure. Roland is our soldier class. A former soldier of the Crimson Lands, the subsidiary army of the Atlas Corporation, Roland was portrayed by his superior, a man named Higgins, who had been siphoning money from Atlas for years and was planning to frame Roland and his team for his crime. Tragically, Roland had to watch his entire squad murdered before his eyes and was left as the sole survivor. As a trained soldier, Roland is extremely proficient in all weapon types and has a lethal gun turret which he can deploy. He has a very strong sense of justice. Mordecai is a hunter and an expert marksman. Born on the planet of Artemis, he was proficient with weapons from a young age. When he was just 17 years old, he won an interplanetary sharpshooter contest. But what was most remarkable about this was not his age, but that he won the competition using nothing but a revolver. Accused of cheating, he was banned from entering any future tournaments. Apart from his trusty sniper rifle, Mordecai is also accompanied by his pet bird of prey, who he lovingly and accurately calls Bloodwing. The two are inseparable. Finally, we have Brick, the berserker of the group. Born on the planet of Minotius, Brick is a melee specialist and explosives expert who loves to punch things. He can often be seen and heard laughing manically as he punches bandits and Pandora's many beasties. Brick has almost inhuman strength and health regeneration, but to his friends he is a gentle giant with a good heart. Brick has a particular soft spot for children and dogs, but if you mess with him, you better watch out. Now we've explored our main characters and a little bit of history, let's delve into the main events of the game. Our story begins with our 4 Vault Hunters travelling on a bus driven by Marcus Kincaid, bound for the town of Firestone. Suddenly, a mysterious AI projection calling herself Angel appears. She claims to be a friend and states that she is there to help guide you to the vault. She urges you to seek out aid from a mysterious robot when you arrive in Firestone. Turns out that robot is CL4PTP, otherwise known as Claptrap, a loud and colourful robot that people tend to love or hate. He gives you an echo device and leads you into the town of Firestone, which looks pretty abandoned and run down. It becomes clear why when a group of bandits attack you. After killing them with some well-placed headshots, you meet some of the residents of the town, including Dr. Zed, a rather suspect surgeon, the colourful TK Baha, and the hilarious Scooter, a redneck mechanic with a heart of gold. After doing several favours for the residents, including killing some wildlife, repairing vending machines and catch-a-ride terminals, doing some pretty sick jumps across Pishwash Gully, and taking out some of the local bandit leaders, including the wonderfully named Nine Toes and Bonehead, Angel then appears and directs you to travel to Headstone Mine, where you will find a colourful bandit leader called Sledge, who supposedly has something you need. After finding and killing Sledge, you recover an ancient Iridian artifact, which Angel reveals is a fragment of a special key. This key was split into several fragments and spread across Pandora. all of which you will need to recover if you want to open the vault. It appears that your actions, though, have not gone unnoticed, as Commandant Steele, the commander of the Crimson Lance, comes over the comms. She threatens you, stating that Pandora is under the authority of the Atlas Corporation, and that any Iridian artifacts found are the property of Atlas and should be turned over to the Crimson Lance at once or face severe punishment. Angel then directs you to the huge settlement of New Haven, where you will find someone who can help you locate the remaining pieces of the vault key. There you find Patricia Tannis, an ex-employee of the Dowell Corporation, archaeologist and expert on Iridian artifacts. She reveals that the vault opens once every 200 years and that the time is fast approaching to use the vault key to open it. It's a race against time to find the other remaining pieces. With Tannis' support and guidance, you find 2 more fragments of the key, one with a bandit leader called Crom, who you kill, and the third piece you find on the Trash Coast inside a giant rat hive. After killing this huge beast and recovering the fragment from its corpse, you return to Tannis, who now has all 3 pieces. While Tannis studies the pieces, she sends you to find the 4th and final piece. She points you in the direction of Baron Flint, a bandit who, according to Tannis, once worked for her but was let go due to his incompetence, and in retaliation stole a fragment of the vault key. Of course, we kill Flint and go to recover the artifact from a chest, but as we open it, the player instead finds an echo recording. The message found within is from Commandant Steele, who taunts the player, boasting that Tannis was actually working with the Crimson Lance all along and had betrayed you. There was no 4th fragment, and Tannis only needed 3 fragments to fix the vault key, which was now in the possession of the Crimson Lance. So in essence, you killed Baron Flint for no reason. Was this a personal vendetta that Tannis sent you on to resolve an old grudge, or was it just a distraction? Well, interestingly, these actions may have repercussions in Borderlands 3. Why? Well, according to the official cosplay guide for Borderlands 3, Zane Flint, one of the new playable Vault Hunters, is actually the brother of notorious bandits Captain and Baron Flint. Will Zane hold a grudge against the original Vault Hunters, or will he blame Tannis? It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, back to the story. To disrupt the Vault Hunters' ability to coordinate and track the Crimson Lance's movement, Commandant Steele orders the Echo Network shut down, which blinds Angel from being able to see you. The Vault Hunters infiltrate a Crimson Lance outpost, restore the Echo Network, and find an imprisoned Patricia Tannis, who apologizes for her betrayal, admitting that she made a mistake and urging you to stop Commandant Steele from opening the vault. Racing to the vault to stop Steele, fighting mysterious Iridian Guardians along the way, the Vault Hunters sadly arrive too late, only to watch as she uses the key to open the vault. Her efforts, however, result in her death as a huge monster called the Destroyer emerges from the vault, creating its very own Commandant Shish Kebab. It turns out the Destroyer was trapped in the vault by the Iridians in an attempt to stop it from consuming the universe. It's left to the Vault Hunters to fight this huge monster. While dodging its attacks and focusing their fire on its weak point, its eye, they succeed in killing the beast, saving Pandora. As things settle down and the camera pans out, we hear the mysterious Angel admitting that she knew the Destroyer was inside the vault after all. The camera zooms in on her face and we see that she is being projected from a mysterious Hyperion satellite orbiting the planet. As it turns out, opening the vault had massive repercussions, as the planet has been flooded with a new element called iridium, which has tons of uses, from creating new weapons to increasing the power of sirens. As word travels about the vault and the new element, it draws new corporations and vault hunters to the Pandora system, and this is where the story of Borderlands 1 ends. So that's the full story of Borderlands 1. Hope you guys found this video interesting and useful and informative. If you did, please of course hit the like button, please share, please comment below. These videos do take a lot of work and a lot of effort to make, so any support that you guys can show of course would be massively appreciated. I will be back with another video. The next one I'm going to focus on, guys, is going to be on the pre-sequel, so please look forward to that. I'm going to try and get that up in the next couple of days. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great week. Take care. And as always, happy gaming, Vault Hunters.